Yes.
Well, beautiful. I'm glad you're here. And this is the first day of the masterclass called Discover the Wealth Within. And I'm so happy and honored that you decided to join me. I am a little bit tech challenged in the fact that my computer isn't working, so I'm using my phone. So if there's any little technical difficulties, I guess if I didn't have them, then I wouldn't be human. So here we are today, and I'm so happy I'm able to record it now, and I will send the recording out to all of you if you want to hear it again later, if something really moved you to the core. And I'm going to do a lot of the talking today, but I'll open it up at different times for some shares. And right now, I'm going to introduce definitely myself, Elizabeth. And I have been doing a lot of work with life coaching, doing a lot of studying, and I call myself a professional student at times because I love to learn. And it's time to come out and share. And I think this is the time we live in, is that we all need to come together and share the wealth within us, because I do believe all of us have a wealth of so many gifts to share in the world. So I hope that you walk away from this masterclass with that feeling of that you have a lot within you to give to the world, and that a lot of us here in the world would love to receive it. And right now, I really want to invite you to just arrive by taking a breath in and just feel your body. Just start with your belly. The belly breath, like little children do when they're born, is filling that belly up. And then just letting it relax on the exhale. And sometimes I imagine breathing through a straw, because that allows your body to slow down on the exhale. And that really tells your body that you are safe and you're relaxed. So the first step to feeling the wealth within is really to take a breath and feel yourself arrive in your body. And that is what we are here to really experience, is embodied wealth. And that is really the first step, to really acknowledge you're a beautiful soul living in a body, traveling around this beautiful body. So I just want you to just kind of be aware throughout this course to notice your breath and just notice it. And I have to tell you, a long time ago, there was a movie that came out, and it was called Waiting to Exhale. And I never saw the movie at the time, but it was years later I actually saw the movie. But what really got me was the title. That title really sparked something in me that I had for years been holding my breath. I find myself tense. I find that I, hold it, and I go through some stress and I forget to exhale. And it's in the exhale that you let your body know that you're safe, that you're home here in the body, and that you're okay. And so waiting to exhale was was a real trigger for me to start to be aware of exhaling. I'm really good at holding my breath, but not letting it go. So this has been a huge journey of using the breath to get myself to feel myself again. And I really want to invite you to really step into the feeling of gratitude, because that raises your vibration, and your energy of who you really are is in a state of gratitude. So right now, I just really want you to think about, what are you grateful for about yourself? And also, what are you proud of? Something that you might have accomplished, or something that you are proud about yourself. We don't always acknowledge ourselves. And I really, if you have a piece of paper or a journal, to just write down one thing you're grateful for and one thing you're proud of. Is there anybody online that would like to share right now one thing you're grateful for and one thing that you're proud of? Any brave soul out there?
Can you hear me? I'd like to share, but I don't know if I'm being heard.
Yes, we hear you.
Hey, I'm proud of making it to 83 years old.
Beautiful. I love that. And
I'm going to add something to it.
yes, please.
With two new working knees. Like a major gift.
Beautiful. I love that. And if you don't mind sharing your name and where you're living right now.
Sure, I'm Nola Force. I live in Santa Barbara, California, although I've lived in Butte County for 6 or 7 years a while back. I
Great.
had another call try to come in, and if I may, can I say what my relationship is to you?
Of course.
I'm your grandmama.
You are not. That's my mother. She thinks she's my grandma.
I feel like your grandma with this flu that I've been experiencing. But
You make me laugh.
I'm going to make room for other people. So thank you for including me.
Great. Thanks for sharing.
Right. The oil.
All right. And if you could mute your lines so we don't hear any background noise, that would be great.
Okay,
But thank you. I'm so glad you're here.
See how I can do that.
Yeah. I'm gonna go on, but give more time for people to share in a little while. So this masterclass is not about forcing yourself to be better. It's about remembering who you already are. And I really want that to sink in. It really begins inside the moment that you learn how to listen differently. And this whole weekend is about inviting you to reconnect with your inner source, that inner source of value. It's intrinsic inside. And the part of you that is steady, wise, creative, and abundant. And we come from that vibration of abundance within. And that's why I have you think about what you're grateful for and what you're proud of about yourself. There's a lot of things we can be grateful for outside of ourselves and proud of. But to honor ourselves it really does take practice. So I want to really think about with you times that we arrived on the planet and we got the message at an early time of basically shutting down our worthiness. You know, we were born just by the fact that we were born, we are intrinsically worthy, and we get messages in our early life of things like, don't ask for too much, and who do you think you are? And be grateful for what you have. And we can't afford that. Or work harder. These were messages that got layered on top of that worthiness. And that this weekend is all about peeling away those layers of I call them the lies, but the conditionings that, you know, some of our parents and grandparents and family and society felt like that was what we're supposed to do. And we followed as little children. We're an open sponge. I don't know if you have ever read the book by Bruce Lipton. It's called The Biology of Belief.
Biology of Belief.
Yes. And it's a fantastic book because he really goes in depth on what is, you know, really not our fault. We come in with this openness and our subconscious is open and it goes straight into our awareness as that's truth. And so when we hear our parents say what they're saying, or grandparents, or we go to school, or all of our learnings, it goes straight in as truth. And we think that's truth when it actually is not true. And it takes us as adults to realize that and say, wait a second, I kind of got conditioned totally backwards. And that is what really has to be noticed. And there are certain ways we can start to unravel all of those conditionings and really look at ourselves without blame, without shame, because it wasn't our fault. We were just little kids with this bright sponge-like awareness with wonder and looking around the world on how to cope and survive. And so a lot of us really arrived not feeling safe. And one of the things we're going to get into tomorrow is about really diving deep into those beliefs. But today I just want you to have a sense of an embodiment of tapping into that wealth within. And you're really born with a natural, effortless sense of worthiness. And then that gets layered with all those conditionings that I talked about, that I would love for you, if you have your journal at hand or a piece of paper, to just notice what comes up for those messages you got as a little kid. And yes, I invited people at the beginning to put in the chat what you're grateful for about yourself and what you're proud of. So I'm going to, at times, invite you to put it in the chat so we don't have a lot of talking yet amongst ourselves. I am going to open it up at the end for comments and questions. So feel free to share in the chat what comes up for you, or write it in your journal. And I just want to say that these things shape our nervous system, and a lot of us are in fight or flight. A lot of us, like I said before, I got used to holding my breath, so I was tense, and I noticed that I wasn't exhaling. And when you exhale, you're relaxing, you're going into the rest and digest part of your body's nervous system, that you're safe, you're okay, you can rest and calm down. But so many of us notice that there's drama all the time at work, at home, where the people in our lives, we're just increasing our sense of stress, and we never really let ourselves rest. And that is so important to notice because, as we all know, stress can kill you. And this is really important to notice our nervous system and just start to become aware. And that your true nature, your true wealth begins with one core truth, that you are worthy because you exist. Not because of what you do, not because of who you are is your identity. So I really want to try to do a reflection of the wealth reflection. We're going to start with a simple guided reflection. I really want you, if you have a journal or something to write, to get that out right now and really write this statement at the top of your page. Where in my life do I already feel rich? Not financially, but emotionally, spiritually, relationally, creatively. Some examples are like, is it the beauty that you see in nature? Do you feel rich when you're in nature? Is it the kindness you give to others? Is it your resilience? Is it your creativity? So just jot down what comes to you. You don't have to think too much, but just really take a moment to write a few things down. So this exercise I'm having you do is not about pretending everything is perfect. It's about reconnecting to the truth that you already came here wealthy within you, and to tap into that. And for those of you that just got on, we're doing a quick journal entry, which is answering the question, where in my life do I already feel rich? Pardon me today, I have a lot of notes, so you might hear me shuffling. So I'm glad that you're laughing. That's always a good sign that we all need to laugh more at ourselves, and that's part of the healing, I think, within us. Mm-hmm. So there's a gentleman that I studied with that I just love. His name's Brian Ridgway, and he has the level 5 mentoring, and he calls himself the spell breaker. And he starts off first in getting in touch with your breath. And I started this masterclass having you tune into your breath. And his technique is really good. He has something on YouTube. You can look up his name, Brian Ridgway, or Level 5 Mentoring. And he has a nice YouTube video. I think it's on the island of Kauai, but he's on one of the islands, and he's teaching you to breathe through your belly. And you breathe in for 4 counts through your nose, and then you let out the exhale 4 counts through your mouth. And you do this as often as you can, as often as you can remember, taking a breath in and letting it out. And doing that with no hesitation, if you can practice that throughout your day, just remembering that breath, because that is really signaling that you're okay. And the breath is free. The breath is as many breaths as you want to take in the day. It's really the start of feeling our abundance. So when you think of the breath, that is abundantly free. We can breathe in as much as we want and breathe out. And that is really breaking a spell already, that we are finite, that we are needing something to be fixed, or we are unworthy. Again, back to unworthiness. When you take a breath in, that's life. You're breathing in life. You're breathing out what you don't want. You breathe in what you do want. And those kind of simple breath exercises is training your body to start to really be present. Because when you're breathing and you're being aware of breath, you're not somewhere else. You're thinking, you might have all these thoughts up there, but if you're really thinking of your breath, those thoughts go away for a second. And that's what the idea of really being present right here, right now is all about. And I know a lot of people resist meditation and it's hard, but just starting with your breath can just be a simple meditation to be present and start to observe. And that's part of the spell breaking, is throughout the day, just thinking about what comes through your mind and noticing it, like clouds coming through your mind, and what thought is actually a limiting thought, and just be the observer of it. Don't judge, but just notice throughout the day, wow, is that really my thought? Is that really true? Is that really who I really am? Maybe that was borrowed. Maybe that was a conditioning from a little child. And one of the exercises that I really loved, I've been taking an intuitive class, and it was very powerful for me to use this technique. And it does take imagination and a willingness to kind of think outside the box. And so what you're going to do is, if you can close your eyes right now, and you're going to pretend like you're like those old movie projectors, and you're running the movie. You're the guy in the box at the movie theater that's going to run the projector, but this is going to be the projector showing your life. But what you're going to do is you're going to go back to the storehouse, and there's a big file of where all of these reels, these movie reels are, and they're all lined up in this file, and each movie reel is a scene from your life, from all the way back to the beginning till now. And I invite you to just go back and think about what one instance in your life you would love to change. And if you could grab that movie reel and you bring it into that movie box and you put it on the projector and you start to play that scene in your life. And that scene is, stop it right where you would like to change it. And you stop the movie projector, you take it off the movie projector, and you get the scissors that are on the desk and you cut that scene out. And now I want you to put another piece of reel film in that spot of imagining a scene how you would have liked it to be. And I just want you to take a moment and breathe into that. What would be a scene that you would love to change, and what would it look like? And you're going to insert that in there. And I'm going to sort of rush through this scene right now, this exercise, but I'm hoping that you'll do more of this at home if this feels right to you. But then when you put the movie back on, you're going to play that scene just as you would have liked to have lived that moment. And then when you're done playing it out, you put that movie reel back into the file, back where it was. And then you come back to this moment and you open your eyes and you just sense, what do you feel in your body when you did that? Now I'm just going to, while you're feeling that, I'm just going to talk about what happened to me when I did that exercise. And I went all the way back to my birth, and that was a feeling that I felt like I carried in me that I was very angry to be here. I was a very angry child. I felt this anger in me to be here. It was almost like I was angry at God. Like, how dare you bring me back here again? That was the feeling. And I definitely remember, whether or not it was true, but the feeling was that I was unsafe and that I didn't trust anybody. And I did trust my mother. I believe I did choose her. I believe that she was the safe one that I could trust, but none of the other people I could trust. And so I went back to that time of birth and I cut out the reel of the part where I felt I couldn't trust anybody else. And I imagined that it was a birthday party and there were balloons and streamers and fun clowns, not the scary clowns. and that everybody was overjoyed. They were just thrilled that I was there, and everybody was so whole and complete. I could just feel the light within them was just divine embodiment, and everybody was just so happy to hold me, and including my mother was overjoyed, and she always has been, but everybody else was just really embodied joy. And I put that scene in there, and then I put the reel back in the file. And when I came back to open my eyes again, I felt so more embodied, like I really am here to be that embodiment and that there's nothing to be afraid of. And it was like something just wiped away from me. And, it kind of brings me to tears right now. But, our imagination is so incredible. It's like, I really felt an embodied relief in that moment. So there is something that I believe is true about it. And I do follow Joe Dispenza a lot. And he really talks about how you can use your imagination and have a felt sense of an idea, a vision, and a felt sense that it's really happening. And your body won't know the difference. And that a lot of people have healed that way. They have imagined the body that is free of disease. And they go into that feeling inside, and when they come back into their everyday life, something has shifted, like the cells of the body shifted. And I really felt like something in my makeup was shifted after I did that experiment. So I'm passing it on to you, the things that have helped me. So I invite you to take what fits for you and just discard the things that don't. So those of you that are still on, I applaud you. Thank you for still being here and taking in what I have to say. I'll stop right for a moment. Would somebody like to share what came up for them in that experiment? Go ahead. You can just laugh.
Can I make a statement?
Please, go right ahead.
Yay. Oh, thanks. Well, the first thing I'm going to say is that almost every word that you've said you have represented my life, not your life, my life. So, like, what is the up? What is the up? Whatever that word is. I have MS, and there's lots of times my brain just moves out of beta brain, so I can't speak. Okay, so I want to say these things. When you talked about changing something as I was a child, I thought, wow, there's just there's so much to have changed. But this is the thing that I wanted to talk about because it actually happened right this very moment.
Beautiful.
My mother was very young when my father married her, and she was a teenager, and she had my brother 11 months and 1 week before I was born. So he wasn't even one when I was born. And so we'll stop with that. So my mother never liked me. She didn't know that I was there because she was, she had this baby and she was feeling kind of crappy and not great. And she was sick in the mornings and the afternoons and at nights. and she didn't know that she was pregnant. And so I had a twin sister who died in utero because there wasn't enough food for both of us.
Mm.
And my sadness my whole life was that she never talked to me. I mean, we talked all the time in utero, and she never said, I'm just going to let you stay here and I'll go and be on the other side, but I'll always be with you. She never said those words, but I wanted those words. And when I entered that part, she came and she's with us and she's with me, and it's wonderful. It's just wonderful, and I thank you so much.
That is so beautiful. It makes me cry. I really think we're so much more multidimensional than we really know or we tap into. And, this is the beginning of that conversation for me to put it out there that it is discovering the wealth within, because I do believe we can tap into ones that have passed, even our future selves. That's one of the other techniques I'm going to give later on this weekend. But it's really embodying right now in the present, the ability to heal ourselves. And it's really that your sister is right there and probably has been with you all along.
Yeah.
Maybe seen as like a guardian angel. Maybe it's just the whisper right there on, go for it, I believe in you, or you got this. And that's where I appreciate you sharing that.
From the few minutes that I have been experiencing that, I can tell you I can hear her now, but I have never heard her before. And I'm 69 now, so I've taken a long time for me to have the opportunity to do this. Yeah, so thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. I am so honored. Thank you.
Thank you.
I will definitely have people have a moment at the end to share. I'm just going to go on a little bit longer and then we can open it up for more sharing. And I didn't ask you though where you were from or what your name is.
Wendy Lou.
Wendy Lou, great. And
Wendy Lou who?
Wendy Lou.
My last name is Marie. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I cut off Sophia. No.
She's laughing. It's okay.
So my name is Wendy Lou Marie. Oh, I did it again. Oh my gosh. Sophia, I'm going to stop talking.
No, please tell us all where you're from.
From Victoria. British
Oh,
Columbia.
beautiful.
Canada.
We love that area.
Yeah.
No, I don't think you cut off Sophia, but Sophia, go ahead and put your voice in the circle, our virtual circle.
Oh, no, you cut me off, Wendy Lou. Oh, I just love your name, and it's so radiant, very positive energy, and I just love it. I'm just giggling over here.
Oh, we love giggles. Oh, I want to share a few more things, and then we'll wrap it up because I know you all have lots of living to do today. But I'm so grateful that you stopped your day to be here. So one of the other inspiring people that I have followed and read some of his wonderful wisdom is Rudolf Steiner. And one of his techniques that he talks about in preparing the container, which is your ego, and your ego identity is really the container for your spirit to converse and interact with others in this 3D world. So it's not a bad thing. It's just that we give the ego a lot more power than it really should have. It should be really a servant to the spirit is how I see it. And Rudolf Steiner would talk about how to play back your day at the end of the day backwards and start with what was the most recent thing you did and what you said and who you interacted with and all of the things that you went about your day choosing to do. And if you really did that at the end of every day and looked at what you chose to do and say, it would start to reteach yourself that you have the power of choice and that you get to analyze a little bit on like, why did I choose that? Or I chose to say that to somebody, but that wasn't really what I wanted to say. And so the next day, is a whole new start, and you can let go of the previous day, but you keep the wisdom. You keep the embodiment of, wow, I get to try that over again. And that to me is the magic to tap into, that we really have choice here. And it could be the tiniest little choice. Maybe we don't feel like we can change all of our circumstances overnight, but it's that one choice, that one moment that you could choose something else that lets you remember yourself. And I put it as the infinite or the God spark, that we are connected at the core, that infinite God beingness that is shoved into this tiny little portal of a body. And we're here to have a particular amazing experience that's truly like childlike wonder and magic to have that nobody else will ever have. It's our own experience that really goes straight up back to God's source, which is what I believe God wanted to do, is to experience itself in all the many, 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 many different forms that could possibly ever happen. But each form is so unique to themselves, like you've, I'm sure, said or heard somebody say that every snowflake is different. Every person's fingerprint is different from somebody else's. It's like we are so unique. And so when we tap into that, even our horrible experiences are unique to us. It's not like we always want to celebrate that, but sometimes to unravel from all of the layers of conditioning, it starts with what I also want to bring into this conversation from the, I just blanked out on it, but it was the Hawaiian prayer, Ho'oponopono, and that really was explained to me as a self-healing exercise, and that if you look in the mirror and you say the prayer, which is, I'm sorry, thank you, I'm sorry, it goes, I'm sorry, forgive me, thank you, I love you. And if you look in the mirror and say that every morning, really heartfelt, you start to have self-forgiveness, because a lot of us chose things we didn't mean to choose, but we were conditioned to choose, but that it might have brought hurt to somebody else. It might have hurt ourselves. We might have chosen partners that weren't a good match, or we might have chosen to give all of our money away to somebody who didn't deserve it, or whatever is the thing that we hold ourselves shameful about. That you start to practice self-love by looking at the things that you do need to forgive yourself on. And I think that is the hardest thing to do. It's been the hardest for me. And one of my early memories as a kind of maybe age 5 to 12 was really difficult time for me. And probably after that too, because I got a lot of acne when I was a teenager. But I would look in the mirror and just say, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. And even to this day, I'm like, tear up over that, because how did I learn to hate myself so much? So this has been like a very healing exercise for me to do the Ho'oponopono. And there is a celebrity, Joe Vitale, who uses it a lot and does a lot of workshops around it. But that's the essence of it. And I add a couple more lines of, I believe in you and you got this. And that's what I say in the mirror. So I hope that those kind of exercises help you to start to unravel all of the conditionings and step into your greatness and your wealth that's within yourself. And that's kind of what I want to leave today with, all of those practices, and to just start with just opening it up to people sharing what they might have gotten out of it so far. If anybody else would like to share, because I think it is a virtual circle here, which I am inviting people to put their voice into the circle. I, of course, could talk on and on, but I wanted to give any chance for anybody who hasn't shared yet. It's really an experience of walking away today with at least one thought or feeling inside that surprised you. did anything come up that I know that Wendy Lou Who really had quite a profound experience, and I don't know if anybody else wants to share, because that was pretty profound. Maybe you don't feel like much came up, but any takeaway or thought or experience you want to share?
Leah.
We still hear you, Wendy Lou Who. You have something else? Or you can
You know what I wanted to tell you yesterday when I received your invitation. Your question was, what does abundance feel like in my body?
Ah, yes.
Can I read?
Yes, thank you.
I'll go quick.
Okay, we have time.
Joy, the sweetness of relief, happiness that I can choose what I spend my money on, excitement at all the ways I can heal all that needs healing with abundance of opportunities and brand new experiences. My new 1111 information, in the 1111 gateway.
Yes.
My new 1111 information is definitely abundance I've never felt before. Abundance of community that chooses what I choose to live in peace, compassion, friendship, service, supportive, willing people all around me are the best kind of abundance for me now.
Ooh, I love that. That is so good. Wow, that was a lot that came through.
It just came right off of my pen.
I am so happy you shared that, because I'm never sure if people actually do the exercises, but I really am glad that you took that to heart. And I hope that you will share that. I would love to see that written, so maybe we can invite you to share that in the chat, but that might be too long to put in there.
But you could listen to the replay.
Yes, you're right. And I will, yes. I love that. Does anybody else have anything to share? I have more I can close the circle with, but I want to give a chance for people to voice in. I know, Wendy Lou Who, you're on a roll. Nobody wants to talk after you.
See, one of the things about my life is that I stopped talking when I was 4 years old, because I was always punished for what I said. Always.
Yeah, so you're breaking free out of that frozen conditioning.
It's your fault.
It's all my fault.
It's all your fault. You are just so wonderful, and your experience and my experience. I've never heard of anybody who had the same kind of experiences that I've had. So
I think that's the healing part of a circle, is when we hear other people have had a similar experience, something in us feels like, oh, I'm not alone. So that's what I think is so valuable about coming together. And the more we can do that, I think the more we heal faster.
I agree.
And so thank you all for showing up and for you to share your voice, Wendy Lou Who. I love saying your name.
Thank you. Yeah. What I was trying to say 3 times before is my name is Wendy Lou Marie, and I have 2 A's in my name, and people call me Wendy Lou the first time, and they call me Mary Lou after that.
Oh,
always. And so I started saying Wendy Lou Who, somebody said, and I said, yeah, it works. That totally works for me. Wendy Lou Who, just like Cindy Lou Who. Only I'm bigger than her.
I love that. That is a great story. Thank you. I'm just very tickled today with everybody's share. Well, I'm going to end this with just giving you a simple frequency reset, because that's what we're about, is raising our vibration to that abundance that's within us that got muddled with all of our conditionings that kept us at a low vibration. And it's an easy 2-minute practice you can do anytime you fall into that kind of scarcity or fear or doubt. And I'm going to invite you to place a hand on your heart and one on your belly. And I'm going to have you breathe in slowly for 4 seconds through your nose and hold it for 2 counts. And then release it for 6 seconds. And say silently, or you can say it aloud to yourself, I remember who I am. I remember what I carry. I remember that wealth begins with me. And breathe in again 4 seconds. And hold it for 2. And breathe out for 6. And that little rhythm of 4 and 2 and 6 is a very calming breath work. I know I've given you a lot of different breath techniques, but it's really good to use in these moments to reset your energy. And tomorrow we're going to go a little deeper into clearing the blocks to wealth. We'll explore what interrupts your abundance and how to shift it. Yeah. We're going to do it through embodied awareness and emotional intelligence and inner alignment, which we've done some today already. And I appreciate you for your courage to show up today. And I want you to remember that wealth is not found, it's felt. So throughout this day, I hope you'll go around just feeling the wealth within yourself. And I really am grateful that we got to circle up today. I know I'm not going the full hour, but I will probably go over an hour the next couple of days. But I'm also prepping you for after the 3 days to think about a 4-week program I'm going to be doing on building your wealth. And I'm going to have some special guest experts on that program. So you're probably going to get another email at the end of this weekend promoting that about the 4-week program. But I hope that at least you walk away this weekend with a wealth of yourself, more of yourself. So before we end, is there any last word anybody wants to share?
Yes.
Thank you.
Good. Sophia?
I wanted to say that I definitely felt everything that you're putting into this masterclass, and the wealth is your health. And I'm so grateful to participate and be pinched by your giggles, and really impressed by how we do show up for ourselves and how we can connect and how we can disconnect in ways of understanding that the toxicity has gotten too much, and we can change the stage and change the reel and really type in a new way. And that's inspiring to me always. And I really appreciate you so much. Love you.
Thank you, everybody. I love everything you said, Sophia and Wendy Who and Nola dear, we love her. And all of you. I'm hoping each person that hasn't shared today will come back tomorrow and maybe put your voice in the circle, because we all get empowered to hear each other's voices. And I thank you. I'm going to stop the recording, but if there's anything you all would like to